Hey beauty humans, what's up? I hope you are having an incredible Mars Day. So I tried to channel for this collective Sunday, and when I tuned into the collective energy field, I was blown away by how much, I'm going to say magia I felt. And the energy was so frenetic, and I thought, you know what, this is not the right moment to channel for this collective. So I'm picking the phone back up now because I have a minute to drop down and tune in. But it felt like we needed to collectively ground. So I just want to guide you through a little grounding meditation. And I think I'll do something I don't do often. Usually I reserve light language for the end, but I feel like I will channel some light language that is of highest service and benefit for each and every listener to root us and connect us to I want to call her a goddess, Mother Earth, and all of her beauty that she is, Mother Earth. So let's begin by just doing a bit of grounding. Many of you might not know this about me. I've been a Pilates instructor for 8 years, and there's something called proprioceptive feedback. This is actually a beautiful thing. I know a lot of you out there do healing work, but proprioceptive feedback is when you give touch against a muscle, and then that allows the muscle to turn on and activate. So say I'm working with someone and they have diminished glute muscles, and so therefore their low back is really painful, or their pelvis has a posterior tilt or something of the sort. I will apply light touch so that there can be a feedback generated. And so I am a trained heart math practitioner. And in heart math, we do this thing where we try to create heart rate coherence. And I have found that combining the proprioceptive feedback of placing your hand on your heart and then doing the thing you learn in heart math, which is to feel the energy of breath flowing in and out of your heart. And just allow there to be that connection. And center yourself deep within your unique, loving source essence. Now I'll have you feel your grounding cord move from your pelvic floor down through your legs, past your knees, down through your calves, and then beautifully through your heels and the balls of your feet and your toes, just dropping down into Mother Sophia Gaia, and energetically finding a node point that is of high crystalline frequency. And I think sometimes people think crystalline is like hard, like crystals. I want you to think of it more as a liquid crystal. It's just, of course, an etheric, energetic energy, but you're tuning into the crystalline grid of Mother Gaia, this higher, unified, peaceful, contented, crystalline core. And you may feel your grounding cord embrace or wrap like a beautiful vine around a vortex node and receive nourishment and resource, groundedness and stability and life force energy from Mother Sophia Gaia. And it feels like we're all advanced practitioners here. And so I feel you can find your crown center. And for each and every person, it will depend where you really feel the I'm going to call it the bulk of the energy. That's how I'm experiencing it clairsentiently, but maybe a better word would just be like the activity of the energy. Some people will feel that energy right on the crown of their head, like a lotus blooming. Others will feel it 6 or 12 inches above their crown. And you can actually feel it even higher depending on your own unique connection with your light body. So sensing into any area and just finding where the energy is flowing from pure source light. And now resourcing and nourishing yourself with that celestial energy. And this is a practice of mine that I'll share. It's something that I say as I'm entering sacred space. I say, I am one with the Almighty I Am Presence. I am one with every mineral. I am one with every vegetation. I am one with every animal. I am one with the angelic kingdoms. I am one with the planetary heavenly bodies. And I am one with the solar beings. And just feeling that profound connection of what it means to be alive, to be a human beingness, to live in 2024 on this incredible blue mystery. Siaranara Menakaina Amma As Ush Kaya Ish As Aya Ar Rashasa Rashasa Kain Pata Ur. There's these two dragonflies. They're buzzing. I think they're mating because they're like sitting on top of each other. And they go over to this one little bush. Maybe it's their mating bush. And the one curls its tail. And then they come back and they float right in front of my face. And then they go over there and do it again. So they're definitely trying to get my attention. So we're seeing the mating dance of the dragonfly. That was a side note. Okay, now, thank you for that beautiful energy that I felt flowing from this collective. I feel we are so powerful, and I also want to say something about, lately I've noticed when I listen to some of my mentors who are speaking light language to me, my body will respond in light language. And if you're having that phenomenon, then you are unlocking, right? A channel can transmit and put out a frequency, and it's beautiful because it's up to each and every person's individual higher self whether or not they receive that code or choose to activate that frequency or choose to integrate or begin the process of initiating with a certain energy. And in my own experience of hearing mentors speak light language it's become very clear to me that now at first I didn't really understand why I would feel energized to say very specific codes back. And I think when you're able, right, it's a level of, I don't want to use the word gatekeeping because that feels like it's not for everyone, and it is. It's a level of lock and key. It's a divine protection in a sense that we are able to self-initiate ourselves into greater and greater levels of, all I saw was a giant Buddha. So like maybe our Buddhic bodies or that deeper connection to the Buddhic plane of existence. And my prayer, because of the way that I had such a shockingly traumatic awakening of Kundalini energy that was simultaneously beautiful and wondrous, and so the gratitude that I have for the whole experience is immense. And yet at the same time, without having a teacher or practitioner to assist me, it was one of the, I guess I'll use the word sublime. And the sense of the sublime, when we talk about that in terms of literary analysis, the sublime in a piece is that it's like beautiful and terrifying all at the same moment. And that tear is Miyana Huyata Hiarashiaka. Okay, I'll try to explain what I clairsentiently received from that, but the tear is enlivening because like beautiful terror. And I think we're moving, maybe we should elevate the sublime, 5D elevation of the sublime. That sounds so exciting. And my inner poet was just like, yes, let's do it. Okay, that message feels like the thread of energy is over. I'm just going to take a minute to tune in if that is enough of a message or if there's anything else that would like to be delivered. Okay, I'm going to actually share another download that I received and I'm using at this time. Actually, I received this about 6 weeks ago. But the message kept coming through and kept coming through and kept coming through. And usually in my own personal practice, if something continually is coming through and being presented, I know that is a signal for me to share it. And I just saw what I should share, and I'm going to share it in hopefully a way that will feel, I just want to set the intention that I want to share this in a way that doesn't incite fear, because it's not a fear-based thing. It's just a level of consciousness. And as we're going on our journey of awakening our consciousness and becoming aware of more and more dimensions, more and more realms, and then we integrate that experience that we have with other dimensions and other realms, and then we navigate in greater ways. And so I'm sure this is not an unfamiliar concept to anyone listening here. However, I want to start by acknowledging that we are going through what some people call a great enlightenment, what some people call an ascension journey, what some people call a awakening, an epiphany, a Kundalini awakening. If you're having a Kundalini awakening, someone the other day asked me, I don't know, but maybe I'm having a Kundalini awakening. No, if you even have to ask yourself the question, am I having a Kundalini awakening? I'm going to not say always, because I'm sure there's a situation where this isn't the case, but you will know you're having a Kundalini awakening because of the way it feels. When I had my Kundalini awakening, I shook and tremored, and I could feel blasts of energy moving up my spine. and I could perceive in ways that I had never perceived before. And days after, I couldn't sleep. I had so much energy running through my system, and I started to have really transformative, mystical experiences. And not mystical experiences that were being induced by any substance, but just these deep moments of meditation where I would be visited by profound beings and receive information. It was like this, it was so experiential that there was no doubt within my physical body that what was occurring was a great alchemy, because I could feel so much sensation in, it's like, really, they call her Kundalini Shakti Mata Shakti. Shakti is often seen or like experienced in the form of a serpent energy. And that is because you can feel Kundalini moving energetically through your vayus. These are called the winds of your body. You can feel Kundalini moving through the nervous system, like, helping your nervous system heal and bringing your nervous system into a state or grade of coherence with a more expanded ability to see in ways you've never seen before, hear in ways you've never heard before, feel in ways you've never felt before, know and perceive in ways you've never known or perceived before. And so it is a great process of learning to trust yourself. And my prayer is that that process is safe, slow, and easy. And so I guess my channel's intention is that if I am to awaken Kundalini in anyone's experience, that experience can happen in a safe, slow, and easy way, because I was on the other end of having an experience that didn't feel safe, wasn't slow, and presented me with numerous challenges that I had to overcome. And I guess we're talking about Kundalini awakenings. Maybe a lot of people are about to get their Kundalini awakened due to a solar flash. So people in Tibet, specifically males who are firstborn, are like, their path is decided. If you come out of a Tibetan womb and you are born to a holy woman and you're a son, you go learn how to be a monk. And monks start very young. I spent a week's time with 6 beautiful monks in Sedona, and during this time I had the epiphany that what I experienced is, I almost gut laugh when I think about Americans having spontaneous Kundalini awakenings. Simultaneously, I actually know that the God and the goddess in balanced mutual harmony would never give any one human being more than what they had the soul incarnational knowledge to completely harness and complete and succeed at. But in the beginning, I didn't have a great faith in that the God or the goddess had my best interest in mind, because what I was going through felt so confusing and unexplainable, and it didn't fit into the paradigm that I had. If I had been born in Tibet, then it would have been, a lifetime of training. They start around 7, and around, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whenever it happens for each individual, they have their majestic experience of the Kundalini awakening, but they are surrounded by gurus. And the thing about Kundalini is that it expands you into feeling your light body It initiates you into feeling your light body, your astral body, your etheric bodies, your Buddhic body. I mean, I remember one day not being able to flow incredible mudras, and then, after the Kundalini awakening, having all of these gifts that I know were waiting in my auric field that I had not yet consciously initiated into this lifetime as Emily, but were there within my unique soul source stream. And this is going to happen for a lot of people if it's not already happening. If it is happening and it's happening slow, beautiful, wonderful. And if you do have on the journey a little burst of that, then make sure that you find someone to talk to, because eventually through time, I received the help I needed. I should have received help much sooner. When I finally saw this incredible specialist, he said, "You should be so grateful. You should be so grateful that the goddess gifted this experience to you." And I am. I can fully say today, in this moment now, I am so grateful for every experience I had. And I'd also like to make it easier on anyone going through the process. So that's a little bit of my past experiences. It's great to be able to share a little bit of my story and how I stepped into channeling light language is the most simple way to say it. Although there's folders and folders and folders and folders of information that I feel I have to share about light language, specifically as it relates to multidimensional artistry and the medium that it is to just be of service to God. Any word for God's great. Om, Ah, Shakti, Sophia, Anana, Ayina Kayina Wunna Yina Unwina Mahayina Mama Yana Yana Mahaman Yamanana Yanama Yana Mahamana Yana Mahana Yanama Yinama Hiarabahara Sarashakara. Yeah, never underestimate yourself. I think in certainly I feel that there's always a place for deep humbleness, because to be a divine receiver of God's will, cosmic will, benevolent will, goodwill, to be a benevolent receiver of flowing God's will through you, and the amount of purity that it requires, and the amount of awakening and the amount of emptying. Of course, this is still a journey I'm going on, but I feel that it has been a long journey for me. And I'm really coming into my own in a way where I feel deeply grounded. And I share that simply to say that if there's anyone out there on any part of the journey that feels confusing, or you're not seeing the higher perspective that is actually so benevolently kind and loving and beautiful, that you can achieve an understanding of gratitude for every experience you've gone through as a human being, once you begin to perceive from the higher perspective. And I just want to say, of your divine loving parents. And I don't mean any one particular man with a beard and a robe. I don't mean any one particular queen with a cape and a wand. I mean the whole majesty that cosmic Mother Nature is, Maha Prakriti is. Okay, that feels like the end of the channeling. Thank you if you stayed all the way to the end. Blessings. really blessings to you if you stayed all the way to the end. If you receive something great from this, please don't feel shy to give a thumbs up, leave a comment, send it to another cool multidimensional friend or anyone who you think is a magical soul with a pure heart and a bright mind. Thank you for being here. Love you all.